Awesome. So let's talk satellite clubs. So excited to be on the line with all of you, whether you are on live or you are watching this recording. We are excited for you, okay? So today we are going to be talking about satellite clubs, okay? What they are and how to get started with them. So whether you are a brand new distributor, welcome to the team, or you've been a distributor for years, like myself, 12 and a half years in Herbalife, right? So excited. 20K senior executive president's team member, lost 21 pounds, 6% body fat, kept that off for over 12 years, and absolutely love this company. I love what we get to do, and I love this model called Satellite Club, okay? So we're going to talk about how it can bring value to your business. We are going to talk about how it fits into the larger picture of growing your Herbalife business, growing your clients, growing your preferred members, growing your distributors, and growing your royalty. Who wants to build a royalty? Right? One of the most amazing things about Herbalife is multiple streams of income, one of them including royalty income, okay? So why, okay? Why Satellite Club, okay? So what we've been talking about, and I know maybe you've heard this, maybe you haven't, okay? Our intention as the leadership is that you have predictable, sustainable, duplicatable volume and income in your business, okay? You're gonna hear this phrase a lot, because until you can look at your business and really say, I can predict, I can sustain, and I can duplicate the volume and income, right? Then we've got some work to do. And that's one of the beautiful things about having consumption-based volume in your business, okay? So, and as we've talked about a little bit, like we've done an amazing job as an organization of building our business based on programs. Like this group is amazing at getting results, getting people on programs, right? When it comes down to it, less than 10% of the population, we don't know exactly the percentage obviously, but less than 10% of the population may ever want to get on a program with you, but 100% of the population is hungry and wants to eat. So who's excited to reach the 100% in your business, okay? So we're gonna talk about that, okay? And we're still gonna be great at results, and we're still gonna be great at programs, okay? So that's still what we do. We're just adding in consumption. Awesome. So, and it's also something that, like I said, the newest team member in your business can follow the steps and create in their business, okay? So one option with Satellite Club, it can lead to your future nutrition club, right? It's a great way, starting yesterday, to build your community, to build your biz, right? Into opening your nutrition club in the future. It's a great option to start now. Like you really want to make sure when you open your nutrition club that you've already started building that, okay? So we're going to be talking a lot about that into the future. And it's a great way to learn the club model before opening. Second piece of satellite, kind of second option, is that it can be for someone who doesn't necessarily want to open a brick and mortar, right? Who may like never open one, or like not sure yet, or who lives in a location with high rent in a large city. I live in Los Angeles, right? And so it's not as practical for as large of a group of people to be able to open them. So satellite is an amazing option. It can be a great model to grow your business, okay? And it can fit in with whatever you're already doing, right? It fits in great with challenges. It fits in great with healthy, active lifestyle. Satellite can really fit in with all of those. And if you have a nutrition club, by the way, it's great to add in if you haven't been adding it in. I know a lot of people, we've been talking about adding it into your business, okay? Awesome. This is a way to create daily volume documented through your Herbalife POS, point of sale tool. We have the new HN My Club. This is a great way to create daily volume documented, in that individual format. So not necessarily in the canister format, but the prepared single servings in your business. And you can do this part-time, you can do this full-time, okay? You really get to decide. So I want to also, as we go in, like some of you might be seeing people talking about doing tea drops. Has anyone seen like people dropping off teas and doing these tea drops? It's kind of been like Blaine and I have been having some fun with that. And Mel and Holly have done tons of them. I know there's a lot of you who have done tons of tea drops, okay? Tea drops is different than Satellite Club. I just want to be clear, okay? Tea drops can lead to Satellite Club. That's the key. Satellite Club means you are making money and documenting volume. So I just want to make sure that's clear. Like you've seen a lot of us starting to build up the invites. It's almost like free invites. When you go into a business, right, with your tea drops, it's a free sample. Gabby and Eduardo just did their first. They killed it, right? And when you go in with them, people are excited. You're like giving them free, awesome, healthy energy, right? And they are a lot more likely and excited to give you their contact information, to invite you back for paid consumptions because you came in first to do a free sample. Okay, so I just want to be clear. You've got free sampling of tea drops or protein coffee or smoothies or whatever you decide to do with the intention to lead to paid documented volume consumptions. Two different things to lead to each other. Everyone good with that? We got that? Okay. Awesome. So there are some Satellite Club rules. So I want to make sure these are clear as you get started. Like there are things that you want to be aware of and guidelines, okay? So number one, you must be set up with the Herbalife Point of Sale Club registry, okay? It's really simple to do. And I will show you like how to go on my Herbalife and where to find it, okay, in a minute here. But I'm going to just put that's number one. And you got to set yourself up as a Satellite Club. Okay, the cool thing is you can do that today. Like it takes 5 minutes. I've already done mine. It was very quick, very simple, but you got to set it up, okay? Number two, and if anyone wants to take notes on these so people have these, I know, Eduardo, you're good at doing that in the comments because people might not have them as quickly. So number one, must be set up with your Herbalife POS Club registry as a Satellite Club. And you might not be able to follow along as fast, but I'm going to keep going. Number two, as with all documented sales, you must submit a receipt when you do your Satellite Club, right? Okay, so that actually happens automatically through the POS, but I just want to make sure you're all receipting. You all know, right? When you document volume, like when you want to have documented volume, it has to be receipted, and that's going to receipt automatically when you go through your POS, okay? So you can just put receipt. Number two, receipt, okay? Number three, place volume as, okay, so this is a really good one, and I don't know if Brian is on the line, but we were talking about this, right? We've all been very used to, as distributors, doing a lot of customer direct. Who loves customer direct? It automatically receipts whenever possible. Do customer direct, right? When you're doing a club, you've got to do retail inventory, okay? This is a retail inventory order that is then receipted through your POS, okay? This is key. So you place the volume, right? So let's say you're going to go do tea drops, but they're actually satellite, right? You're getting paid for them. So I'm going to order some Lift Off, some aloe, some tea, and I'm going to order it as retail inventory. And then when Blaine and I go over to the company and they start like paying us, we put it into our HNMI club, and that's how each single consumption gets receipted. And we take we take each payment from the people or from the company, however it's done. Cool? And by the way, if you have any questions as we're going, please feel free to ask. Number four, when setting up a satellite, okay, with an office or somewhere else, there must be a separate pantry with a sink in a prep area where you can create consumptions, okay? Otherwise, prepared at home or at your nutrition club and brought to the setting pre-prepared. Okay, so there must be a separate pantry with a sink and a prep area at the office that you're doing or at the location that you're doing the satellite at, or do it at home or at the nutrition club. And of course, you've got to always check the health codes with your city. Okay, so you want to make sure you've got all the health codes with your city. Every city's different, so we can't give like one streamlined answer here, but we just want to make sure we're following all health codes. Okay, check with your city. Number 5. Satellite Club hygiene and sanitation rules. This is all under, I'm going to tell you where to go, okay? So this is actually this could be like your first step to everything, okay? So did you know, and maybe you've seen this, a lot of you have probably already looked at this, but there is a whole nutrition club area on your My Herbalife, and the sanitation, hygiene and sanitation rules are under here, okay? So I'm going to tell you where to go to find this, okay? Because I went and looked for it. Okay, so you go to myherbalife.com. You go to Business Essentials. You go to Building Your Biz. So go Business Essentials, Building Your Biz, Daily Methods of Operation. What is a nutrition club? And under what is a nutrition club, and I think, Linda, we were talking about this yesterday, there is a ton of nutrition club info, one of them including the hygiene and sanitation rules. There's so much good stuff in there. So I highly recommend, if you haven't looked in there, great thing to do coming off of this call, okay? So please review the Nutrition Club rules for how to prepare shaken teas with standard hygiene practices. We get to learn so much as Herbalife business owners. It's like fascinating, like the way the world works. I feel like we're learning so much just about like business, like really, really becoming educated business owners when you take all this on, okay? Number 6, distributors may include wellness profiles, challenges. You can include those on site when you do your satellite clubs at the discretion, obviously, of the company. Okay, I'm sure they're going to be happy to have you do that, but you can include those things. Okay, so what did I want to say on that? I feel like I had something else on that. But anyway, that's just something that you might want to think about including, okay? But that obviously is at the discretion, because basically the point of this is if their intention in having you come is simply to do tea drops or satellite, and then all of a sudden you're bringing in these other things, you might want to make them aware, because the first thing they think you're coming in for is for consumptions of tea, right? Or consumptions of shakes. And then all of a sudden you're talking to them about challenges and programs. So it's just something to be aware of with the company, that they're not used to that conversation, right? They're used to buying a Starbucks or buying a smoothie. So if you're going to start talking to them about challenges and wellness profiles, that's great, because we're not a transactional business. We are a service-oriented business. You just want to be aware of clear communication so that when you're bringing those things up, they know what to expect. Does that make sense? Everyone good with that? Okay. Okay. So we already talked about this. Okay. Yeah, we talked about that. Okay. Number 7, satellite club may not take place in spaces open to public for walk-by traffic. Okay. So I think a lot of us have had this question. Can I do satellite at booths, kiosks, sporting events, fairs, swap meets? Not part of what we're able to do. Okay. So no swap meets, no booths. Can you do a booth? Do a booth, right? And you might have someone want to purchase something, but you're not doing a booth to do satellite in a farmer's market. Does that make sense? That's not under the rules. Okay. Number 8, satellite club does not equal delivery service. Okay. It might feel like that, right? But we cannot call ourselves a delivery service. It makes us sound like a transactional business. That's not what we are. We're service oriented, right? We are not contracting with DoorDash, right? We are not food trucks, right? So we are service based. We build a relationship. We all do this. Like, we know this. We're amazing at building relationships. Like, it's our nature. We really can't do it any other way. This is how we function, right? And we move that relationship forward. That's how we function as Herbalife distributors, okay? And under that same place that I told you about, what is a nutrition club? Number 9 is there's actually a direct sales do's and don'ts list in there that you'll want to check out, okay? It's all under that whole area. You'll learn so much good stuff in there. That's called the direct sales do's and don'ts. Correct. We are not Herba Eats, even though it may seem like it. Okay? Moving right along. Invitations and preparation. So I'm done with that part, E. I mean, obviously you can keep going, but that part was like the part that I wanted to make sure. Thank you so much for taking notes. Appreciate you. Okay, so invitations and preparation. So we know when it all comes down to it, we can talk all day long about, you know, making it all pretty and all of that, which we will talk about. But we got to do some invites to even have something to do here, okay? So as we said, Nutrition Club, you must be in business for 1 year or more. But with a satellite club, you can start immediately, right? There's no 1 year rule. So where do you begin? I want to start satellite. I want to start it tomorrow. Like, I can see Brandon Forbes just like running off of this Zoom, like, I'm going. He's probably going to like leave right now. It's like, what, 9:21 where you are, 10:21. He's like, satellite club, I'm doing it right now, right? He's like, where do I start? You know, I think you've already started, but here we go. Where do I begin? Okay, consider places where you go frequently, right? It's easier, like, there's so many places we all go all the time. Like, we already pay them money. There's probably an easier yes there when they're used to seeing us. We contribute to their business already, right? So consider places you go frequently. Connect with your COI, your clients, your preferred members, right? This is something we're working on because it's like our clients and all these people, like, they have offices, they have places of business and workplaces, and maybe their workplaces want a wellness program, right? I met my husband building a wellness program in a company, right? In a real estate company. So that works, right? So places you go frequently, connect with your COI, connect with your clients, connect with your preferred members. There's an easier yes there, and there's already someone who's going to be even more willing to promote you. Right? My amazing client, Sandra, I've booked one with her next Wednesday, right? She's like, do you have a flyer so I can send it out to the whole company that you're coming? Right? It's awesome, okay? Sweet. Where your kids go to school, where you get your hair cut, where you get your nails done, right? And it's also great to do in a city where you're planning to have your nutrition club one day. So think about that as you do your satellite clubs, okay? Just like we know in any model, consistent invitations are key, okay? So no matter what, consistency is always going to be the name of the game. It's good to look for companies with at least 5 or more employees. So you're not going to do like 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. And if you do find out, like the other day, Blaine and I didn't know she had only 2 because she told us there were more. So then we took the other tea drops to a business across the way. And like, we didn't just go home and say, we'll just drink it ourselves. We found 2 other businesses in the area and we're like, let's go here and let's go here. And the third one, which we didn't even have booked, was the best one of all of them. Like, Blaine probably got a challenger out of it, right? So keep going, right? But it's great to focus on companies with at least 5 or more employees. And it's great to have that point person, like I said, who can spread the word to employees for you on when you're coming. This is a good one, okay? So I want you to start thinking of your satellite club just like a nutrition club has a name and a brand, so does your satellite club, okay? So some of you don't have that yet, right? But you actually get to like own your brand. Like John and Angelica, they got Good Vibes Nutrition, right? Like they've owned it. They have their Instagram. They use that everywhere. Like when they're known in their city as Good Vibes Nutrition. Like people know John and Angelica, but they know them like, oh, you're the Good Vibes Nutrition couple, right? They don't just know them as their name. And there is something that shifts for you professionally when you're inviting from your company brand than just you as a person. You were received differently. Okay? So this might be new for some of you. I really wanted to make this point. So you want to, maybe today you're coming up with your name. You're like, wow, this is exciting. Like you can get shirts with your name. Like you have a brand now. You have a company. You get to decide what it is. You got to register it with Herbalife, right? And brand it. So just as you would your nutrition club, so you're going to be making invitations on behalf of your business. So when Blaine and I are making invites, we're doing it from Fit Life Nutrition Instagram, not Heather Schwartz and Blaine Strong Instagram. You're received differently. Get it? Right? And I know Gabby and I were talking about this. Like when I talk to people about it, I'm going to give you guys some wording things, some languaging that I use that makes me feel legit. It makes me like come out to the business like, okay, you like have a business and like we have freaking locations all over the country. Like it's not like I'm some random from my house, like I have a multi-million-dollar business all over the country. Therefore, you all do too. Like we are all part of that business. So I'm going to give you guys some languaging, okay? And like I said, start your Instagram page if you haven't yet, okay? Start it today. Start your brand Instagram page. Like you might have your personal, right? But this might be new for you. Like you get to start your brand, okay? So just an example in wording. Hi in their name, you might be doing this on Instagram. You might be calling them. You might be talking to them in person. You can say like like Blaine and I will say, I run Fit Life Nutrition, whatever you want to say, okay, your brand. I run X in the area. And I say we have multiple locations, okay? So if you don't right now, like let's say you do work out of your home because you're running a satellite and you don't have a brick and mortar yet, you're in a city where it's you, okay? You can say we have locations all over the country. So you're not just some random out of your house with a random business with no legitimacy. Like we're a $7 billion company, okay? And this organization does a lot of business and we have a lot of locations. So I say we have locations. When I go to people, I say we have locations all across Southern California. We have them all over the country. So it makes me feel like really like proud, right? It makes me feel like really confident and certain in what I'm talking about, okay? That's just what I do. It's not, I'm just giving you some ideas. My team and I are launching a new program for businesses in the area where we bring healthy smoothies and energy teas on site at your workplace, okay? My team and I are launching a new program for businesses in the area where we bring healthy smoothies and energy teas on site at your workplace. We can make them right at your office, during lunch or a break. It's a great, convenient, healthy option. And I like saying, and this is what Blaine and I have been doing, like I like going straight, like I'm an urgency person. So I end with like, how's this week for us to come in? How's Tuesday or Thursday? Like I'll give them right there, like days. That's personally the way I like to do it, okay? I don't like wait, like let me know when's good for you. Let me know when's good for you means never. And they don't respond. Okay, so I go straight for like, how's Tuesday or Thursday? And I actually said it was cool, we did one, right? And they said, we'd love to book you to come back on a Friday, right? And I didn't want to sound desperate, right? But I really wanted to do it now, right? So I was like, I looked at my calendar and I'm actually booked like all Fridays except this Friday. So I called them and I said, hey, it was so awesome to come in and do the tea drops. I know we talked about doing a Friday pop-up. By the way, pop-up is a great word to use because people, like we live in a world where pop-ups make sense to people. You know how there's like pop-ups everywhere? It's like a cool thing. So like we can come in and do a pop-up, right? It makes sense to people. It's like languaging that makes sense. Like same thing with like calling nutrition clubs. Like we can't call them cafes in a public social media format. But when I talk to people about what we do, I use word cafe right? I got, yeah, anyway, because it makes sense to someone. No one knows what Nutrition Club really is in the outside world, outside of Herbalife, but they can understand, oh, you have nutrition cafes around the country. I'm not saying to post that, but we got to use languaging that people understand. People understand pop-up, right? Like, I can come do a pop-up. So anyway, I said to them, I'm actually booked almost every Friday this month, but I do have this Friday open. How's this Friday for you? You see how like the languaging, it's not like, oh, I just have all days, every day because I'm not busy. Like, no, I have a lot of stuff going on and I happen to have this Friday open, right? Working in urgency. Okay. Flyers. Okay, you want to make one that works for you. So some of you, and we can post examples, by the way, into the Nutrition Club strategy thread. So some of you probably have lots of different examples. Again, the Nutrition Club strategy thread is a place to ask questions. So if you're like, I'd love to see someone's flyer, like we can all learn from each other. So you want to have a flyer. You want to charge more for your satellite club than you would at your nutrition club. Okay? Because if your nutrition club and your satellite club cost the same, why would anyone make the trek to your nutrition club? Like, our goal is, if you're going to have a nutrition club, for people to go to you, right? And we know, like, when we get something like brought to us, it always costs us more money. We spend so much money on like service charge and we all, like, the world spends so much money on service charges and all of that, and they don't ask any questions. So we don't need to do that either, right? You want to charge plenty of money for your satellite club. Okay, so for us, like, we do $10 for a smoothie. And again, I'm sure all of you have different things that you do, but like on our menu, it says healthy smoothies for $10, $5 add-ons. And the only reason I'm not going to post this, you guys, is because we wrote fat burner donut shot, and it can't be called that. So we have to update this. I got a message from someone that I cannot say that. And I think I knew that, but I forgot when we made our menu. So anyway, we'll post it when it's with the right wording. And we're also going to add lifted teas to our menu, because we've been bringing lifted teas to people and it's not even on our menu. So it's like we get to add that. So just something that we're working on. If you're not in the Nutrition Club strategy thread, ask your upline tab to add you. You are definitely all welcome to be in that thread. Okay, it's on Facebook. You're all welcome. Okay. What people are gonna, and you can a great app to make flyers is Canva. It's a great app if you want to make flyers. Okay. A little bit more. Here we go. Simple supplies for your satellite club. Okay. This might be one where people want to type this in. It's pretty simple. It's not a lot of words, but if anyone wants to type some of this. Okay. Simple supplies for your satellite club. Herbalife shakes, tea, and any extras like Liftoff and bars. Okay. So you can actually, I don't know if you guys all know this, this is so awesome. You can have any individually wrapped Herbalife products as sellable items at your satellite club. You can sell bars. You can sell Liftoff. You can sell, H3O, whatever they're called, H3O, right? Like, you can sell individually wrapped items at your satellite club. Recommend, just for simplicity's sake, that you choose 3 to 5 smoothie flavors that you love, okay? Not like 10. Like, keep it simple for yourself so that you're not going crazy in terms of how many you choose. But you want these smoothies to be like, you are so excited to talk about them, okay? So we chose banana bread, we chose Reese's peanut butter cup, and we chose caramel macchiato. Okay, you can choose whatever you want. Again, we're happy to post these. But you want them to be like wow shakes. Like, this is not like some random shake you made. It's like, oh, does it look good enough? Oh, it's probably fine. No, it's got to be like, and I'm going to talk about this, like dome lid, and it looks like wow. Because you want them to say wow so that they want you to come back. Okay. Same thing with the energy tea flavors. Choose 2 or 3 so you don't make yourself crazy. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, blender. You're gonna want a blender, right? It's great when it has a silencer, if possible, just so it's quiet when you bring it to the company. Number 3, ice and filtered water. Sometimes the company might have it and you might not need to bring it. And you might want to consider large jugs in order to have that, okay? Number 4, cups and dome lids. Okay, it's great to buy these in bulk if possible, just so like you save money, right? Like at a Smart & Final, we have Restaurant Depot out here, Costco, whatever store to save money, right? And I know some of you might have the machines that, I'm trying to remember that create the plastic top. Why am I forgetting on a sealer, right? So some of you use sealers, right? Which is great. So I think whether you use a sealer or a dome lid, like I remember at Light Nutrition, like the shakes looked so delicious because they like fill the dome lid, right? And it's like, wow, when you see it versus like a flat lid. But unless you have a sealer, sealers look great too, okay? So if you have any questions on any of that, we can answer them, but I recommend dome lids. We're gonna get them for when we do shakes. We don't have them currently at FitLife because we do post-recovery shakes, and anyway, we still could do that, but we don't yet, and sealers, okay? Large straws, that was another thing. I remember the WOW straws at Light Nutrition, right? They had these like colorful, cool, fat straws, and they just like look awesome, right? So large straws. Number 6, your recipe list so that you know how to make the shake. Number 7, your tablet for your POS. So with HN My Club, you do actually want 2 iPads, okay? Just so you know, that's the way it works best with a kiosk. One's for the kiosk, and one is to do the point of sale tool. It's the way the POS works. So recommend 2 tablets for that, okay? You can have a backup sign-up sheet for that. And just remember, right, in order to document, you need 3 out of 4 fields of personal info from the consumer. So you need name, email, and phone are the easiest. You can do address, but who's gonna wanna do address, right? So name, email, phone, unless you have their address because you ship to them, okay? Thank you, Blaine, for that. Number 9, you wanna dress the part, okay? So dress either, we call it fitness professional, right? So like, if that makes sense for the business, like not like fitness like you just got out of the gym, but fitness like you feel good. Like we all have really cute fitness clothes where we feel professional, okay? So we recommend fitness professional. And if you're going into like when I did Eli's company, it was a real estate company, I dressed business casual, okay? So it just depends on where you're going to be doing it at. Match the business and match your audience, okay? That's it. And consider branding, right? You might get like branding for your brand. Like you might have a shirt that has your brand on it. That's awesome. Like you're like proud of like your company name, your nutrition club name, your satellite club name. You use that. It makes you official. Make it your biz. Number 10, flyers for your challenges, your fit clubs, your nutrition club. Number 11, social media contacts, okay? So you're gonna wanna have your phone ready to gather their social media, to take a photo, like not always, but a lot of the time it's great, to tag them, give them a shout out. Like Blaine and I were like, we wanna give a shout out to LA Nail, I forget what the name was, right? But like LA Nails, LAC Nails. And we gave him a shout out, right? I'm like, and it made it so much easier as to why I wanted to take the picture, right? Because sometimes it's like, why are you taking a picture of me, right? So I'm like, hey, can we give you a shout out on our social media? And I was like all interested in their business. It was an awesome business. So I was like, I want to give you guys a shout out. So then they wanted us to take the photo because we were shouting them out, okay? And you want to build your following on your Satellite Club IG page. Thank them, follow up, build a relationship, like keep that communication going, okay? And then number 12 is having your menu. So we bring the menus with us, and then we drop them off in a couple of the other businesses in the area too. We're almost there, you guys. We're getting toward the end here, okay? Look and feel, okay? So we kind of already talked about this, right? They've got to look and taste amazing, okay? Think of yourself as the consumer. Like in LA, you can go like on every block and get something, okay? So we got to like go above and beyond. You might be in a city where like there isn't one on every corner. You have a different situation that we have over here. Like we got to like really be amazing, okay? But like anywhere you go, you got to be amazing. You want it to be something memorable, something where they want you to come back, okay? And you saw some of them. I just want to revisit it real quick in this deck. Like if you look at these shakes, right? Like look at the sealer that Amanda has right here, right? Look at this Riverside shake. Like that looks fancy, okay? Let's see what else. Like these look good, right? The dome lid, they got a little leaf on top. TJ, you so fancy over here. Look at the fruity pebbles on the top. Look at the chocolate drizzle, right? I learned how to do this from Mel and Holly. Thank you for teaching me. And like the caramel drizzle, got a little whipped cream on there. Like these look delicious, right? Like they gotta look and taste the part, okay? Just as a quick reminder there. Okay. Last portions, here we go. How to present yourself. We talked about this, like be on time. If you say you're gonna be there at a certain time, be on time, be professional. We talked about clothing. Great opportunity for tell, show, try, do, right? Bring your team with you, have them learn from you. And when you take your team with you, you show up differently because you're like, I wanna teach this. Like I'm gonna keep talking about this because I feel like sometimes tell, show, try, do is not talked about enough. Write that down. If you do not know what that means, ask your mentor. But like, you gotta be having tell, you gotta tell them, you gotta show them, they gotta try it with you, and then they go do it themselves. That's how you get to active world team and beyond. If you are not yet active world team, it's probably because you're not doing tell, show, try, do. You might not even have distributors to tell. Okay, so you got to first have a distributor to do tell, show, try, do with. And then once you have a distributor, you cannot just assume that they know what to do. The more you take them, you show them, they try it with you, and then they go off and do it. And now you have an organization of 19,000 people. 19,000 members. Some of those are preferred members, by the way. That's applications in my business, but that is a lot of people. 761 supervisors as of 2 months ago. Okay, anyway, continuing right along, right? Tell, show, try, do, and build relationships, okay? Always build the relationship. Don't just like do it and run away and like not, like build the relationship. Last portion. Okay, we are not going to go through this like step by step because I think you'll want to do this on your own. However, I just want to give you guys a sense, okay? So we talked about in order to start your satellite, you've got to set up, you've got to register your club, and you've got to set up your HN My Club, okay? So I'm going to go in real quick here. I'm just going to sign into my Herbalife just so you can see this real fast. Give me 2 seconds. Signing in. Give me a moment, and then I will share screen so you all see where to go. Okay, signing in. Ooh, my volume went up. Yes. It's exciting. Who just said that your volume goes up when you're not there? Okay, awesome. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so you're gonna go here. You are gonna go to customers. You are gonna go to point of sale. Everyone seeing this? You guys can see this, right? Point of sale. You are gonna go to club settings. And mine's already set up. I already have Fit Life Nutrition here. If you don't have anything set up, oh, actually it still says it. Right here, it will say register your club, okay? That is where you will register your club. If you already, for me, I already had a club. So I actually had to go to, in order to do my, and I don't know if everyone had this experience, but in order to do my satellite, because I already had a club registered, in case this helps anyone, to register my satellite, I went to, hold up, register your location. And this is where it might automatically take you to this. Otherwise, I don't know, because mine was already set up. It will take you to this. This is where I set up my satellite. Okay. So this is where you register, but I think it guides you there if you don't yet have a club. Okay. Does anyone know if that's what I assumed. And I kind of got that information from the tech department. So if anyone knows anything different, let me know. But that's what it was for me. Okay. And then you're going to walk through the steps. Okay. You're going to do the location registry. You're going to walk through the steps. If you have any questions when you walk through the steps, it's pretty self-explanatory. Again, you can use the Nutrition Club strategy thread. You can use your upline to ask any questions. Okay. And then you're going to set up your new HN My Club. Okay. It is an app that you can download. It is now available. Everyone has access to it. Yes, if you have a commercial location, you'll also want to set up a satellite. Do you all agree? If you have a commercial to set up because you can run it. I mean, I guess it depends on the person. I'm sure some people will run them through their, I don't know. Does anyone have any, because I don't know. Does anyone have any thoughts on that? Both? Yeah, both are an option. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so Angela, I know you have locations. So I would say either one. I mean, you really can do it either way. You might just want to do it just so you've done it so you can teach your team. But you can obviously run them that way too.
Yeah, I would totally agree. Like, I think it depends on your agreements that you have with the partners in your club. Like some clubs, it's delineated very differently. And if you have the independence where you can run your satellite through your POS and get your volume, awesome. And if not, it wouldn't take that much extra energy just to have your own separate ones that you can keep track. And honestly, if we're all tracking how successful our businesses are, you probably want to know what you're individually doing anyways. So yeah, depends on their agreements.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. That's very helpful. Thanks, Mel. Okay, so you're going to download the app through the App Store. Okay, you're going to follow the steps. And you probably saw, I messaged into the Nutrition Club strategy thread the other day that there was an HN My Club call. There are going to be multiple calls that you can get on. They're going to be doing them continuously. There is a website, hnmyclub.com, which has information there as well that you can access anytime. hnmyclub.com for more info. But by the way, the one thing I was going to say, when you are going through to set up your POS, you're going to want to find out the tax from your state or city. So you can actually call Herbalife to ask more about the sales and use tax. So just so you know, that is something that you want to be aware of. Okay. And HN My Club does real-time documenting, which is amazing. So everyone wants to get that now. Yes, for all club owners, I'm sure you're all very excited. Last portion, here we go. Things to focus on. We're in the home stretch. We're here. What is your vision for your satellite club? Okay. How are you activating your team with it? How will you lead by example with the concept? What is your plan for the model? Okay, so you don't want to just like jump. It's like, okay, what is my vision here? Like, I have a vision. I live in LA, right? Like, we're in a transition right now. I'm very grateful for everything that we've built up until this point. And I now have this vision to really lead from the front with this model. Okay, I want to create tools. I want to create resources. I want to really be an example. They're actually putting me on the panel. Blaine and I, here I am. I haven't been on a panel at an STS in like so long, and they asked me to get on it on Saturday and talk about satellite. Okay, so I'm really excited. Like that, I really want to be a relevant President's team member. Mark's like, Heather, this is our way to reinvent ourselves. I'm like, okay, Mark, let's go. It's very cute. I'm excited. Okay, here we go. So I have a vision, right? My vision is exciting. Christian, if you're on the line, you know I'm taking you with me on this vision. Whether you freaking like it or not, get excited. Okay. Use my tell, show, try, do. Even though we haven't done it yet, but he knows. And I've texted you. Okay. Text me back. I love you. Love you, Christian. Okay. How can you create daily satellite club activity in your business? Sorry. Okay. How can you create daily satellite club activity in your business? Like my goal is to do, actually, I want to talk about Dee's goal. I don't know if Dee's on here, but her vision is so big with this. She wants to be doing 100+ consumptions a day with her satellite. And I actually thought this was really cool. For a while she was saying, and I thought this was cool, and now I think she wants to do 100 herself. But she was like, between her and her growing distributors, she was like, I want us to all be doing 100 consumptions a day. I was like, that's awesome, because as a nutrition club, the goal is 100 consumptions a day. So she's like, why not make that my goal for satellite? I was like, fire me up, girl. I was like, even if I could be doing 20 a day, I'd be excited. No, text her back. Okay, thank you. Probably just texted me. No, you haven't texted me yet. Okay. Okay, sorry. Stay on task. Okay. So what is your vision? Are you creating daily, like maybe you have a couple days a week that you do satellite and your goal is 20 on those days or 40 on those days, okay? Which market are you choosing to focus on? Which businesses can you start with? Like start creating your plan, okay? What is your focus? Create, and we're gonna end on this, okay? Create your pathway for your Herbalife business with your satellite club. Okay, so I know Angelica and John and I have talked about this, right? Are you just doing satellite, or do you have a plan for how that's gonna flow your business, okay? So for example, here's an example. You do satellite consumptions. It leads to, you talk about the trial. Hey, we have these trials. Like people are like, oh, this tastes so good. And you're like, by the way, right? Without being weird, without being pushy, this obviously comes in natural conversation. You can actually have this, like maybe they say, Glenn, I've been really wanting to lose weight. I have a great option for you. You can actually get a trial and experience this for the next week. Or I can come in here for the next week and trial, right? But like get a trial pack is an option, okay? It leads to a trial, which leads to a retail client, right? You want to have a plan with your trial of how it's going to lead to a retail client. You don't just start them on a trial, not give them anything else, right? This trial is actually an example of a program that could be your next 30 to 90 day program to lose those 20 pounds you just told me you wanted to lose, okay? That can then lead to, maybe they do your challenge, to then lead to becoming a preferred member, to distributor, and from there to whatever your 10 steps are to starting as a distributor, okay? So make sure you have a flow, okay? You wanna have a flow in your business. That is an example of a flow, okay? As we close out here, save your profits, right? Like keep your satellite club income to reinvest into your satellite club. So let's say you make some money from it, reinvest it into more retail inventory to keep growing. Like don't be like, I used it on like, kombucha last week and now I don't have money to like get my lift off the plane. Just kidding. Love you. Okay, so keep that and then separate it so that it's separate from your other income, right? Document your consumptions right away. And last but not least, have epic fun. Herbalife is meant to be fun. Okay, wherever your fun meter is as of today, the goal is for it to go up a notch, go up 2 notches, go up 5 notches, okay? And you're gonna be having more fun when your business is growing. Your volume gets to go up every day. You get to make money every day. That is what a business is, okay? So that's one of the biggest things about this is we wanna see you making money. We want to see you building volume. We want to see you hitting your 2,500, your 5K, your 7,500, your 10K, and duplicating it. And moving up the marketing plan and getting the Active World team and building Active World team lines and creating an epic business so that we can get back on this line and have epic success stories and walk into that 2020 San Antonio 40th anniversary extravaganza with so many people who've had growth, and potentially Satellite Club has been a huge piece of why, okay? Or at least some piece of why. So acknowledging everyone here for being on the line, I am going to stop this recording. Thank you for being on. And if you did watch this recording, make sure you connect with your mentor. Let them know that you watched the recording. Let them know what you got out of the recording, and let them know when you are starting your Satellite Club.